Bay Fiasco, representing that first and 15.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the new Morfius Performance YouTube channel. Now, you're going to have to excuse me because I have no idea what we're going to do just yet. This being the first video, this being the first time that we're actually doing something like this, it could get interesting really, really fast. But I wanted to take a minute to welcome all you to the new channel. I hope that you guys will find something very interesting here. I hope that you'll be able to get some information from us and a few other odds and ends. This video is literally just going to be an introduction. Nothing crazy, nothing special. It's not going to contain too much information, but just a little something for me to get to know you guys get to know me, pretty much what this channel is going to be about, what we plan on doing, and when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it. So basically, if you don't know what Morfius Performance is a performance automotive shop. We handle lots of things. People ask me all the time, what is it that you do? Well, we do everything. We do a little bit of everything. We do mostly general maintenance during the day. Nights and weekends are fabrication and custom stuff, and you name it. Welding, fabricating, cutting, grinding. Only thing we don't do with a vehicle is bodywork. So that's one of the things that we haven't gotten into yet. But we are pretty much an all-around one-stop shop for everything that has to do with an automobile. And as a matter of fact, we even work on lawnmowers and stuff like that. So we do a ton of stuff. There's a ton of knowledge here. There's a ton of people here who have a wealth of automotive knowledge. And I figured I wanted to put together a YouTube channel that would kind of be a little bit of giving back to you guys and, you know, all my loyal customers and you know, maybe answering some of the questions that I get on a regular basis and all kinds of other stuff. So we're going to see where it goes. I don't really have a plan for the channel. That's the thing. You know, I see a lot of DIY stuff out there. A lot of people are doing channels where, you know, they show you how to do things and they show you how to do this and do that. And those are cool. Those are awesome. And then I see other channels where people are reviewing products, and those are awesome as well because we get a lot of information around those. And, you know, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So this channel, I think, in the beginning is going to be a little bit of everything. We're going to have a lot of car stuff, motorcycle stuff. You're going to have a lot of stuff about my life in general and running my business and, you know, the things that I've done over the years to get where I am and be what this business has become. So we'll see where this goes. Should be relatively interesting. I know that I have a ton of information that I want to get out, and watching these videos myself is going to be even more interesting because there's probably going to be stuff in them that I didn't even know I had in my head. So we'll see where it goes. But what you're going to get for now, in the very beginning of all this, is you're basically going to get what it's like to be me. You know, what it's like to own Morfius Performance, what it's like to work here every day, what it's like to, you know, deal with customers on a daily basis and various other things. And one of the things too that I'm going to get into probably quite a bit is I want to kind of take some of the smoke and mirrors away from what it is to be a mechanic and what mechanic shops and automotive repair shops are all about. You know, some of the things where a lot of customers have questions about how the business works, and not because they want to start a business, but because they feel like they're getting screwed every time they take their car to the mechanic. There's a lot of mystery when it comes to bringing your car to a mechanic and what they're going to do with it, what they're not going to do with it. You know, why did this cost me so much money, and why did this not cost me so much money? And you only had my car for 3 hours. Why the hell did it cost me $1,000 to fix that? So we're going to get into a lot of that. And like I said, we're going to get into my life in general. Not that it's the most interesting thing in the world by any means, because it's really not. But, you know, I have seen a couple of channels where people do, you know, they get very popular and they start bringing out aspects of their own life and putting it in their videos. And, you know, to me, that's very personal. It's very humbling. It's very trusting. And for someone who does that for me, I like to, you know, I like to watch their channels and I like to watch their videos because they've always got something interesting in them. So I think, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just start out with some car stuff right away. You know, we do a ton of car stuff. That's basically what we're based on. And when I say we, myself, who owns the business, and my best friend Sherry, who actually manages the business side of things and takes care of all the scheduling and the paperwork and all the crap that I don't have time to do anymore. So she does all of that, and that's awesome because it really, really helps with the business, and it really helps to get me out there fixing cars and making sure that everybody's got the service that they deserve. So um, we do general maintenance. That was how the business was initially started. When I started it years and years ago, in 1999 to be exact, I was doing a lot of maintenance on vehicles that other people didn't want to touch. And by that I mean, Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, Volvo, Saab, all the weird makes and models that nobody wanted to touch. And I had no issue whatsoever doing those because you know what? A car's a car. Sure, the parts are hard to get. Some of them are a little quirky. They're a little difficult to work on sometimes, but a car is a car. It doesn't really matter what it is. The concept is exactly the same. There's no difference when it comes to a Volvo versus a Honda. So if you treat everything like a vehicle and you don't look at the name of the car, then you're fine. You don't really need to deal with what it is or where it came from or what country it was made in. It's all a car. So we started doing a lot of general maintenance and started offering our customers some services that other people wouldn't offer, such as, I particularly specialize in electrical. I went to school for electronics. I have an electrical background. I have an electronic background. So when it comes to electrical issues and electrical gremlins, that was one of the things that we offered our customers was auto electrics. That used to be huge back in the 80s and early 90s. Auto electrics were the big thing to be into because with all the new electronics and remote starters and all that crap coming out, there was constantly electrical problems with cars. You couldn't get away from it. And some cars were worse than others. So yeah, well, you know what? We started with that. And that really worked out well for us because we were able to kind of build upon that and do a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And until eventually we got where we needed to get. And, it's still growing every day, which is absolutely amazing. And I have a really, really amazing group of customers that I couldn't ask for better people to have as customers. They've been really good to me, and I hope that I've been really good to them as well. But yeah, so general maintenance, that was the beginning of it. And then, one thing led to another, and I modified a couple of my own cars, and I did some stuff that nobody else was doing. And the word got around, and all of a sudden we started modifying cars. So back in the early 2000s or so, we were doing nitrous installs and turbo installs and all kinds of stuff like that. And I was still, working a full-time job and doing all that stuff out of my, small rented shop. It wasn't a real legit business per se because I still had a full-time job. So it was more of a hobby. And then, one thing led to another. I won't go too far into it, but one thing led to another, and we ended up here in this 5,500 square foot facility with a full fabrication area, the ability to machine things. We can weld anything: aluminum, titanium, stainless steel, you name it. And then about 3 years ago, we actually partnered up, in a sense, with a tuner, a guy by the name of Jamie Marsh. He's incredible when it comes to tuning. There's, in my eyes, there's no one better. And, he leases a space from us here in the building. So we really, truly have a one-stop shop. I can put your cars together for you. I can build them. I can do everything. And then once that's all set, he can tune them. So it's absolutely amazing. I'm sure you guys can hear my phone's going off now. It just never stops. And this is what I said. These videos are going to be about the shop, about the company, about me, about my life. So you're going to have to deal with interruptions. And for that, I don't necessarily apologize because that's kind of what I'm building the channel around. So I'm going to have my phone constantly with me. And if you give me 1 second, I just need to answer this. Okay, sorry about that. Well, sort of, kind of, but whatever. You get the deal. It is a very busy business, and we do have a lot of things going on. Like I said, the tuning part of things. Jamie and Marsh Tuning, they do all the tuning, Jamie specifically, and we do a lot of the building. So we're putting together engines, we're building turbo setups, we're doing, nitrous cars, we're doing drag cars, we're doing street cars, we're doing, time attack cars, we're doing all kinds of stuff here. So we've grown significantly, and with the amount of shit that we do here on a daily basis, I figured it'd be interesting to see, maybe make a video about it, make a video about the business itself, make a video about, what we do here. And this, like I said, this being the first video, it's going to be all over the place. We don't have any specific topics as of yet. So what I'd like for you guys to do is all my subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please click it wherever it might be. It's over here somewhere. Click the subscribe button and watch the channel. And if you can, like and comment on this video. Comment on what you want to see. Do you want to see more of the performance side of things? Do you want to see more of the maintenance side of things? Do you want me to debunk a lot of the misnomers about mechanic shops? Do you want to see the ins and outs? I mean, just tell me what you want to see. And we'll base all of our videos, which will be happening pretty much every Saturday or Sunday. We'll base them all on what you want to see. Because I have a long laundry list of things that I'd like to get to you guys so that you could see what it is that we do. But I kind of need some guidance because I have a shit ton of information in my head. And that information would probably be better spent on knowing that you guys wanted to see something specifically. But in this video, like I said, I'm just going to kind of go off the cuff here and do that. And if you guys don't know, by the way, I totally forgot to introduce myself. I'm Justin. I own this place and this channel and everything else. And yeah, so that's who I am. Really nothing special there. But like I said, what I'd really like for you guys to do is I'm going to come up with some topics to talk about. And I would love for you guys to actually come up with some topics for me to talk about too. There's a ton of stuff. And even if it's, off the wall, I am very big into electronics, and I'm actually a huge, huge nerd when it comes to electronics and things of that nature. So, you know what? In these videos, you're probably going to see some of that as well. You'll probably see some of the stuff that I do with electronics and some of the tools that I've built because I didn't have one or couldn't buy one or whatever, and yada yada. So I want to make it as interesting as possible. For those of you who do follow me on Instagram and Facebook, again, Instagram and Facebook links will be down in the bottom in the description. But for those of you that do follow me, you know that I've quit smoking as of December 1st, and I started vaping, which, you know what, there are mixed reviews on that. Some people love it, some people hate it. Me personally, from the very beginning, I said, oh my God, what is with these people blowing these huge freaking clouds? This is ridiculous. I can't believe anybody would do this. This is so stupid. Believe me when I tell you, I ran the freaking gamut of making fun of these people. Look at this guy with the fucking douche flute. That was my that was my biggest thing. But you know what? I have to say I was completely wrong. I was totally wrong. I literally put down cigarettes after 25 years. No bullshit. Put it down, got rid of them, have not smoked a cigarette since December 1st, and have been vaping. Now, vaping does one of two things for me. It got me to quit smoking, and two, it taps into my geeky electronic side because it's all about electronics and Ohm's law and batteries and circuitry and coil building and wiring and everything else. So it's got me super excited. So you guys are going to see some stuff about that. So if you love it, cool. If you hate it, I get it because I hated on it too. So I'm not going to take it personally if you leave some goofy comments or whatever, but let's try to keep that to a minimum if we can. So you probably see some of that. Again, depending on what time I make the videos too, you're going to get to see possibly some customer interactions and possibly a few other odds and ends. And, some of the questions you might have will be answered based on that stuff. So that's why I kind of wanted to include it all. So there's going to be no cutting of the video. If there's a customer or like my phone keeps going off like that, then it happens. You know what? The phone, it goes crazy all day long. So let me answer this one again. And I'll be right with you guys. This is actually a post from Sherry's business, who she also runs a business. And we'll get into that later because I'd like to, rep her business as well. She helps me out. I help her out. And it's kind of a joint effort. So there's so much stuff that we're doing here. It's crazy. One more second and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay. So yeah, tons of stuff going on. Tons and tons and tons of stuff, and as you can see, where is it? That way? Yeah. Right back there, we're an interstate battery dealer as well. So we do stuff like that. We have interstate batteries, we use Napa parts, I mean, tons and tons of info. But please, guys, give me some guidance on where to go with this. The video's 15 minutes long now, and I haven't done anything yet that's useful. So if you could, please, please, please give me some ideas on what it is that you guys want to see, and I will make it into a video. I have some topics that I'm going to start off with. And one of the topics that I'm actually going to start off with in the next video is some of the little inner workings of a mechanic shop, so that you guys who don't know what goes on behind the scenes when you bring your car in and you hand the service writer or the advisor or the mechanic or whatever, you hand them your keys and you walk away and you don't know what's going on. The only thing that you know is that you get a bill at the end, and that bill might be $20, it might be $2,000. You just don't know. And a lot of times you don't understand why that bill is that way, or why a certain dollar amount was charged for a certain fee, and all the extra fees that are involved with it, and all the basic shit. So what we're going to do is the next video, which will be next weekend, I'm going to actually put together a whole bunch of information when it comes to what happens when you drop your keys on the counter. I think we might actually call it that. What happens when you drop your keys on the counter? And I'll give you a behind the scenes look of what actually goes on, what the diagnostic process is all about, what the charge for the diagnostic process is all about, and how we work it versus how everybody else works it. And also the charging process itself, the hourly rate, the storage fees. We'll go over all that. We'll make that a little bit more well known so that you guys can see how things are billed, how they're charged, where your money's actually going. Because I know that's super important. And I know it's super important to me. And it's super important to everybody else who has a vehicle that's getting repaired, is you kind of need to know where your money's going. Because you know what? You may have a vehicle that's on the verge of crapping out and you don't want to spend a shit ton of money on it, and you're looking for an alternative to buying a new car and blah, 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 blah. So, you know what? We'll go through that. We'll go through all of the stuff behind the scenes when it comes to what happens when I drop my keys on the counter. So look for that one next week. That'll be, the video next week. And this week I'm going to put together all the information I need to try to get you guys a really good video, a really good informational video for next week. So, but if you can, please still comment down below. Give me some ideas. Let me know what you want to see. Do you want to see the shop? Do you want more information? Do you want to learn about electronics? I was a certified teacher for many years. So if you have anything that you want to learn, if you want some instructional video, if you want anything, let me know. We're all about it. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. So that was the introduction. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it makes you want to subscribe. I hope you guys decide, hey, I need to check out this channel every week. And you know what? If it gets super popular, we'll make videos more than once a week. But as it stands right now, I only have time to do one a week. So, like I said, give me some ideas. Give me a place to start. If I don't get anything better than what I thought I would do for next week, then we'll go on with what we got for next week. And I hope to see you guys all then. So until then, thanks for watching. And we will be back next week, hopefully with some suggested stuff. Maybe not. Or we'll just, we'll talk about what happens when I drop my keys on the counter. So with that, I will see you guys next week. Have a good afternoon.